first Rovers game was back at Old Bellevue in 1956 when Doncaster played Tottenham Hotspur in the 5th round of the FA Cup.
My dad took me when I was 4-year-old against Middlesbrough and we got beat 4-0.
It was bitterly cold, there was snow on the pitch. The lines in those days were marked out in a purple colour to make them distinguishable from the snow, and they played with an orange ball.
That was in November 1969, so nearly 50 years ago. It was in the old Division 3, so the equivalent of League 1. We were at home to Bristol Rovers and we won 3-1.
I think I was about 3 years old.
My first proper one I can remember when I went to watch it all the time, I was like 8, I think.
I went with my dad. My dad was a Manchester City fan, but he was a great believer that you go and support your local team.
My dad took me in the 60s down to good old Bellevue, and it was to watch Doncaster Rovers play QPR. The result was 1-1.
I can remember the crowd. It was a big crowd because we were doing well at the time, and the crowd was over 10,000 at Bellevue.
We won 2-1, I think. Yeah, I think we won 2-1. Jamie Coppin just scored.
We won 3-1. Flowers, Rabjohn and Hazelden were the Rovers scorers.
I was stood behind the goal at the town end, and both of the goals were scored at the Rosso end.
I was 16. I'd come to town, walking around town with my girlfriend, who's now my wife, and there were me, my mate, my wife and her friend, and we were a bit bored, so my wife says, shall we go down to the Rovers?
Followed my theme of watching the Rovers all the years through. I look away and James Hayter scores at Wembley. I tie my lace. We score 1-0 against Darlington when there were over 25,000 in the crowd.
It was a night-time game. I went to it with my mum, my dad and my granddad. It was very cold and we lost 2-0, so it wasn't a good game really.
It was in 1963, I think, and it was Millwall at home.
That'll be best ever memory.
I'd been to 3 games before then and not seen them win.
Watching Doncaster beat Leeds at Wembley in the playoff final.
In 1969, the players I remember were like Laurie Sheffield, Bob Gilfillan, John Ogden.
I was on holiday with my family in Marbella and flew back to Gatwick, trained to Wembley, met some lads who'd got me a ticket for the match, watched us beat Leeds at Wembley, but I had to catch a flight back to Marbella after the game, so I couldn't stay for the celebrations.
The Millwall goalkeeper that day was a guy called Alex Stepney, which you probably don't know, but a lot of people here will know, who went on to play for Manchester United in the European Cup final.
I was the only person walking down Wembley Way in red and white with 50,000 Leeds fans, all miserable. And I have to say, not one Leeds fan called me or criticised me, and most patted us on the back and said Rovers deserved to win that day.
See, the game that got me up was Dover at home. I remember being 3-0 down by half time. Bellevue emptied. There were about 300-400 people left. There weren't that many to begin with.
When you're a kid, you've never been to live football. These players were real, and the games were very good. I mean, I look at ground now and I watch players warming up, and I think half the time players usually just come out the pub.
And then we brought it back to 3-3 pretty quickly. Then Dover went 4-3 up.
Thought that were it.
We thought, that were it. A few more 100 left, and then we ended up winning game 5-4. And since then, I've not looked back.
I can't actually remember my first game. It would be in the mid-60s. I used to come with my dad.
I used to get into serious trouble off my wife when I used to take kids back home from Bellevue, because he used to be absolutely black from running up and down each cinder path and drunk near walk. And they used to come home with white trainers that were black and the trousers that were black up to them.